All right, folks, I think we can go ahead and kick it off. Today is October 30, 2025. As a reminder, this is the meeting of the Kubernetes Storage Special Interest Group. This meeting is recorded and posted on YouTube. We are going to go over the agenda that is linked in your calendar invite. If there's anything that you want to discuss, please find the link to the agenda and feel free to add to it. And we're going to get to PRs to discuss, designs to review, and any miscellaneous topics. But first, we'll go through the 135 planning. The latest deadline to be aware of today is the feature blog freeze. This means that if you have a feature going into 135 and you want a blog post for it, today is the day to declare that you want that blog. You don't need to have everything ready for it. You just need to sign up to create the blog post. And then the next upcoming milestone November 6th is going to be the code freeze. So if you have any features that are landing in 135, please be aware of that deadline. November 7th is the code freeze. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our planning spreadsheet and we can get started getting statuses for these. All right, so add a column for today. Okay, first item is CSI Volume Health, working on uh, update updating the design, staying in alpha. Any updates on this? Last status was this was a design still in discussion.
I think we haven't made any progress this 2 weeks.
Okay. I'll mark it as no new progress and let's put the status as started for now because the design did get started. Okay, next item is change block tracking. Last status was PR to update sidecar API is merged. Anything new here?
Yeah, so we just cut a sidecar release that
Nice.
includes the new change.
Is there any outstanding work on this one?
So we also right now there is a PR submitted to update the app with the new changes, and also we want to work towards moving this to beta. So we just started to discuss that, but that's going to be 1.36.
Got it. Okay. I'll mark this as started. And next one is enter privilege or enable privilege containers for Windows to replace CSI proxy for Windows. Latest update from Mauricio is PR approved pending review from SIG lead, from Michelle and SIG Windows lead. So let me copy that over. Okay. I'm gonna mark that one as started as well. All right, next item is volume attribute class, GA set feature gate to true, and CSI sidecar changes to GA and some error handling. So this feature is going to GA. Last status update was CSI spec needs to be released first. Then we need to release the resizer. Do we need a PR to lock this to true?
Yeah,
So
so the sidecars and CSI spec are all released. And then there is a PR race to set feature gate lock to true.
awesome. Cool. Thank you, Sunny. And I will mark that one as started as well. Moving on to the next one, CSI sidecar is all in one, alpha this cycle. Last update was missed kept freeze moving to 136. So if that's the case, I'm just going to go ahead and cross this one out and put a note here to move to 1.36.
The cap was merged, by the way.
Oh, okay. Let me take a
Yeah,
note.
yeah. We are about to do some development
Oh,
in
okay.
this circle. Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
Mm.
So cap was merged in time.
Oh, do you need to create a new repo for this work?
Yeah, we just talked about this earlier. So yeah, we need to create a new repo under the Kubernetes CSI. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys can decide on a name, then we can start to submit
Yeah.
request.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, we will decide the name in the next meeting. So, yeah, okay.
Cool. Thank you, Yinchi. That's a good progress. All right. Next, we are mutable CSI node allocatable property beta and enabled by default for this cycle. It was already beta,
So
but now
there's
enabled by default.
two PRs pending review. One of them is the one to enable it by default in Kubernetes, and then the other one is the docs update. So they're ready for review. I'll post them in chat if somebody could please take a look.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Eddie. That one looks like it's close to done. Next, we have cozy overall volume. Cozy overall move to V1 Alpha 2. This is the new alpha for cozy. Last status was waiting for KEP reviews, missed KEP freeze. Anything new here?
Nothing new.
Sorry, say again.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. Okay. Are we keeping this in 135 or are we moving into 136?
So this is
What do you think, Shane?
so this is outer tree.
Okay.
We can still keep it
Keep it.
like this. We'll see how far we can go.
Do we, I guess what's the next milestone if the KEP reviews were missed? Keep reviewing the KEPs?
Then that we move to 1.36, right? But just we hope to get cap
Okay.
reviewed and get that merged.
Okay, so I'll say KEP will be reviewed, merged for 136. Work in sidecars will continue. Does that look correct?
Uh, yeah, we'll still try 1.35 because it's outer tree, right? So
I see.
yeah, um,
I guess we don't strictly need a KEP.
unless if we are too late, then we have to say it's 1.86.
I see. Okay, so I'll just say work in sidecars will continue in 135.
Okay.
All right, thank you for that update. Next item is integrate CSI volume limits with autoscaler. Last status was KEP was merged. Any new progress here?
Oh, this is commands, right? Yang, do you know?
Yeah. Integrate CSI volume limits with autoscaler.
Is this is outer tree, right? I think the coding is outer
Uh,
tree.
it is out of three, and I think Hemant has some proof of concept, but nothing public yet.
Okay, thank you for that update. I'm going to mark this as started as well. Next is node readiness gates, SIG node, SIG scheduling co-owned. Not sure if it's moving forward, not approved yet. Do we have anybody who has updates on this one? Okay, I'm going to mark this one as no update and we'll go from there. Next is mutable persistent volume node affinity. Actually, let me mark this as not started. Mutable persistent volume node affinity is alpha for this cycle, and the PRR review was in progress last time. May not make it to 130.
Yeah, the cap is merged, and we already submit a PR that's waiting for review. Yeah, we need to get somebody help to review this PR. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That'll work.
both for the code change and the doc change, we have two pull requests.
Can you add a link in the chat? Because I think code freeze is next week, right?
Yeah, yes.
So
Okay, sounds like this is in progress and can potentially still land in time. Next is enable defining a default storage class for each specific volume access mode. Anything new on this one?
I think you probably can cross this out right now because we are trying for the MAP approach.
Okay, is this a move to 136 or just drop it altogether?
Right now, it looks like we are gonna drop it
Okay.
because MAP can do what we want.
That's good. All right, thank you for that update. Next is CSI driver opt-in for service account tokens via secret fields, also alpha for this cycle. Looks like KEP was merged previously. Any new updates here?
I believe they submitted a PR and Michelle is reviewing it.
Cool. Thank you for that. Mark that one is started. And I think that's all the status updates for today. I'll switch back to our agenda. First item is, I'm not sure who added feature gate promotion.
Oh, I just copied the thing. Eddie put this in the chat. That's his.
Oh, okay.
I just put it there for reviews.
Got it. Okay, yeah, that's a good call. And then next is Wei Wen, external provisioner. Wei Wen, you want to make a comment here?
Yeah, maybe he got network problem.
issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, sorry, I don't open the mic.
Please review this PR, maybe related to CSI storage capacity. Yeah.
Yes. I have just discovered this and actually several hours ago. And it will create two CSI storage capacity objects for each topology. And yeah, basically it is we can easily reproduce this. I think maybe because we have thousands of topology. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you, Wei Wen, for catching this and reporting it and getting the fix out. Let's get this reviewed and we'll go from there. If you don't see progress on it, Wei Wen, please feel free to come back and poke us here. But this seems like an important issue to fix.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any questions or comments for Wei Wen? All right, we'll move to the next item from Raphael. Proposal for snapshot copying support in CSI. Raphael, are you on the call?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, I can give you permission to present. So if you want to share your screen, give me just a second. Okay, you should now have permission to share your screen and present.
Yep, 1 second. Yeah, so basically, this doc is just a really high level proposal for adding snapshot copying support in CSI. And I just wanted to kind of get everyone's opinion and see if we can maybe proceed to write a cap for it. The document is very, very short. If everyone can take a few minutes to read it. And then give your thoughts.
Can you quickly summarize the motivation? What's the primary driver here? Like if you've got a snapshot, can't you just use that to create new, like why do you need to duplicate a snapshot?
Yeah, so today, if you wanted to have an exact copy of a snapshot, you just there's no way to do that. And this would essentially just be adding a way to do that in CSI. A lot of cloud supporters already allow this, but it's just not allowed in CSI.
But I think ultimately you want to be able to create a PVC from that snapshot, right? Because otherwise a snapshot uh, is not really being used. So I guess my question is, why can't you just use that snapshot as a data source for module PVCs? Does that not work?
Yeah, so I think there's a few cloud providers that have a similar API to copy snapshot. And today, Jing, you're absolutely correct that you're able to create a snapshot from a volume. What a lot of users have requested is to be able to copy a snapshot and not necessarily provision a volume from it for data protection, etc. And today they have to go ahead and create a new snapshot, but they actually want an exact copy of an already existing snapshot. So basically, the idea here is very similar to how uh, copy volumes or clone volumes works in CSI, where you can uh, in your PVC reference an existing PVC and then in the create volume RPC, instead of creating a new volume, uh, we go ahead and copy an existing volume.
I guess I mean I guess the reason you use snapshots because you want to be able to restore from that snapshot, right? But your application will be consuming the PVC. I guess I'm not seeing how why can't you just use the same snapshot and so I'm not seeing why that is really necessary. I guess I'm not seeing a use case there.
Yeah, I guess maybe someone want to use a different snapshot class.
But then you clone it, how can you change it? We're not talking about changing snapshot class here, right? Snapshot does not even have like voting attributes class type of thing allow you to change today, right?
Yeah.
So
So that's the reason to do a clone. To clone snapshot class A to a new snapshot class B to a new snapshot with class B.
but that's not what this one is proposing. I don't think that he's talking about changing the snapshot class here. I'm not seeing that mentioned anywhere, right? This is just this is using the same. Are you talking about using a different snapshot class that I did not get from this proposal?
Yeah.
If that's the case, that's different. I've not seen that.
Yeah. Well, that is a use case. That's a neat idea, and that you could do that, right? Because then when you
That's
create a
not,
new,
yeah. I guess that's not clear at least. Then you need to highlight that the snapshot class, what do you want to do there, right?
Yeah,
So
maybe specify a different availability zone in the new snapshot class.
how can you, I guess not understanding this. I guess
Yeah,
wording I can understand. Snapshot, how can you change what are you changing? What are the attributes you're changing for snapshot?
Well,
Because
I guess,
snapshot usually,
Raphael, what's the use case that you have in mind?
Yeah, so sorry, the use case that we had in mind and was basically allowing for a way to easily have many duplicate snapshots, exact same copies of snapshots, to be able to if you had to back up or scale a cluster or something like that. That was really the only use case that we were able to come up with, like, internally. But
Why? So, can you elaborate a little bit on that? Why would you want to duplicate a snapshot in the case of backup?
yeah. Because snapshots is immutable, right? So if
Yep.
you have multiple copies, they will stay the same for forever.
but why do you need multiples? I mean, not one is not enough. You're thinking, I guess that's the confusion part. And also sounds like when you are saying this is can be changed, but sounds like Raphael is it's not really that's not his use case. Sounds like it's
Yeah.
not changed. So I'm a
Yeah.
bit
So
confused.
yeah, I am not understanding the motivation too.
Yeah.
the main user request that we received is that users want to be able to use the copy volumes API to have a one-for-one copy of existing snapshots. But beyond that, I think Wayland brings up a really good use case, right? Which is that if you want to modify an existing snapshot, copy it, but have different in your volume snapshot class. For example, there users can configure snapshots.
But I guess that's my question. Okay, that's my next question. Can you tell me what are the attributes in snapshot usually is immutable, so you change it, then how can you change it? What attributes can you change for snapshot? I guess I need to understand more. I'm not getting it, right? It's different from wording. You change it. That's you're using that wording, right? You change the IOPS. But snapshot usually it's like immutable. You don't really change it. So what does it mean when you say you change to use a different volume snapshot class? That's
so
not clear here.
At least on AWS side, there's a lot of different configurations that you can apply to a snapshot. One of them is fast snapshot restores, for example, and you enable that after a snapshot is created. So to Wei-Wen's point, something you could do is if you already have an existing snapshot that doesn't have snapshot restores enable, but you want to then create it, instead of creating a new snapshot, you want to create a copy of that snapshot, but have it with fast snapshot restores enabled, then you could do that um, via this capability.
Uh, what is fast snapshot restore? You still need to create a warning from it, right? Are you talking about the revert? I'm sorry, I'm not getting this right. Is my understanding fast snapshot restore sounds like a revert, but I'm not sure if that's what you mean.
So
Um,
Yeah, I think he mentions that he need to copy snapshots across different regions. I think snapshots are only available in one specific region. If
yeah,
he
that's the
maybe
second use. Yeah, second use case, right?
yeah
So the
yeah
first one, I'm not sure if it's in the same region. I don't see why you need to create that many copies. I'm not understanding use case. But the second one, I can see a use case. You want to copy that to different regions, but then that's why I was asking. Does that involve a scheduler change? Because otherwise, how can you guarantee the snapshot is copied to a different region?
Yeah, so maybe
Right,
you
because
write the region ID.
when we create volume from snapshot, it's like, schedulers are involved, right? So you have the topology, but we don't really have that for snapshots yet. Maybe that's something that we need to add, but that's not shown here yet, right? Maybe you want to think about that. When you say it's, because I asked you about a question, you said it's not involved, so I'm not sure. Maybe for provider side you can do that, but then how is Kubernetes going to use it that way? That I don't know, right?
We can use different snapshot class for different region.
But then we need to have scheduler involved, right? Otherwise, how can we make sure that's landing there? Just like volume, right? There's a placement involved, then you have zones,
You
regions,
just
topology.
write the
Mhm.
volume the region ID under the snapshot class.
But I
So
mean, okay, so
that the user specified region.
okay, why do you think we don't need scheduler involved for snapshot, but you need that for the volumes? For volumes, can we also get rid of scheduler? I'm a bit confused here, I guess. I actually even remember there was somebody did some like distributed snapshot, and then there was some problem for placement. So I don't think we can even use that feature. And I remember there was an old PR. So I think we probably need to think about this, the placement side, like what does it mean? How it can be done? Why you think this will be different compared to placement of volumes? I think probably just need to think about that and see what.
Yeah, I can do a deeper dive and see what would have to be done under scheduler for this change. Because I do agree there's nothing in the doc about it. I can add it.
Okay, I think that sounds like a good next step, Raphael. It sounds like the primary use case is moving volumes across regions, and that seems like a reasonable use case. It does get tricky, like Xing said, because we don't really support cross-region in the rest of the Kubernetes stack, and so having one API that does support that does make things a little bit weird. But it's worth thinking through. So please feel free to think through that and come back here and we can follow up.
Oh, one more question. Does uh does this involve a change of namespace? This other snapshot, will that be in the same namespace or different namespace? Because for create volume from snapshot, we actually have an alpha feature, right? Create volume from snapshot and have it land in a different namespace. Is this
Yeah,
targeting
to
that?
the best of my knowledge, this shouldn't require any namespace changes. It would be similar to copy volumes where you reference a PVC ID. So those are unique, and you could use that same mechanism to copy the snapshot.
Yeah, but I'm saying right now we have a feature that is alpha, right? Which is like allow cross namespace transfer. I think you probably also should take a look at that one, but that one has some, like we have not moved that to beta for a while because of some dependencies on some other
Uh,
features. I
Gotcha.
think you should take a look at that one. There's a cap, right? It's an alpha feature, but it's kind of stalled for some time. Because if you're talking about it's the same as create volume from snapshot. For create volume from snapshot, we do have the namespace transfer feature, which is alpha. But so just thinking that you should also take a look at that and see how that would affect this feature.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll take a look. You mentioned it was an alpha feature. Do you know what the cap is?
Yeah, I can add that. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jing.
All right, thanks a lot, Raphael, for the presentation on that. And feel free to circle back when you've got a little bit more information on it. Any other questions, comments, concerns from anybody on the call? All right, we can call it for today then. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
Thank you.